Hello, heroes and villains. Welcome to Multiverse. We didn't not really have enough people to play Legends, it would seem. So, we may as well play with our Electric Superman. Some of you guys were requesting that. And unlike the Flash, when I created a Flash character way back when, it was only for the event. But this time, when I created my Electric Superman, I created it planning to actually keep on using it afterwards. And that's what we're going to do. So let me finish my setup over here. Almost there, stay on target. Almost there. Let's see if YouTube will want to save or not. Oh, Evil Crypto. What you heard that is Crypto's being a naughty boy. And there we go. YouTube was quick enough. And just to be on the safe side, I don't see the chat just yet, but if you can hear me, say yes. Oh, okay. So Rashawn Jr., that girl from AU, Dante, Custer, welcome back. Inferno. Crypto is the goodness boy, says a Shadow Lady. Absolutely. One thing that people often ask, let's see if we can get it here. Oh yeah, there it is. So they've added the option to be able to purchase mods from your dispenser over here. The dispenser sells you the same things that Captain Adam sells in the House of Legends. So I was going to go see Captain Adam, but here, since we have the dispenser here, might as well do it here. 10 source marks, why not? So we have the base and legals, Gotham, Metropolis, and Urgent Warfronts. These are pretty much the four things that people need for their teleporters. Obviously, if you don't have a teleporter, that's not going to be useful to you. Oh, wrong. There we go. So if you wondered what those mods are here, it's quite simply for that. So base and legal, Gotham, Metropolis, and Urgent Warfront. So even if I don't have even if I don't have any of the stuff here, the backups, the orbital strike, and that kind of stuff, it's still worth it to pay for the generator because it does activate our mods that are over here. So if we don't activate our generator, our mods here do not work. Also, we even have our first red mod, precision mod. So now we can use our teleporter and go anywhere we want. Also, so last time I did show a bit what to do once you reach level 30. The first thing I did show was go see Temple Fusionat and purchase your first utility belt that has 4 slots, 4 wild cards. If you guys remember, before that we had a belt that only had 2 wild cards. Now we have the 4 wild cards. I guess I could also get my my artifacts. Oh, actually, I already got my artifacts, so I didn't say anything. And sadly, you can see I have the glitch, the armory glitch. It happens, nothing we can do about that. And of course, this being a fairly new lair, I did not decorate it all that much just yet. I'm gonna have to do that soon. Also, a question I saw a lot of you guys ask was, should we start purchasing gear once we reach level 30? The answer would be absolutely not. At level 30, once you start playing tier 1 missions, like you will get gear, plenty of gear from those missions. So there's no reason at all to purchase any gear at this point. And let us start here for today. Let us start with the 8th precinct. So let's go there right now. Oh, the chat moved a bit faster than expected. Nightcrawler is saying I'm leveling my EU tune. So I assume that's who Shadow is talking to. Did you get your character leveled? And of course, I have one DPS armory, my red armory, and one healer armory. So let's get this party started. Now I did spend some of my marks to purchase the teleporter mods, but early on you don't really have to. But it's a bit convenient, so I figured why not do that. Also, it's a bit convenient that they've added those mods to that vendor because early on it gets a bit annoying having to farm to try to farm for those mods. If you're lucky, you can get it on the broker for fairly cheap sometimes. But if you're not lucky, you won't be able to find them on the broker. Or it'll take a while before you find them on the broker.
To challenge me? Cyborg. Deal with
David Sharp says apparently there's a interaction glitch if you use both Heart of Isis and Corrupted Power Ring. I haven't used the Heart of Isis yet, so no idea. And for the Power Ring, I'm barely I think rank 20, so...
Whoa! What's going on?
You cut one puppet strings, but I have more. Starfire.
Dante, what was the hardest mission? It's pretty much impossible to reply. It depends on which character, it depends on which power you were using, it depends on... also, there are missions that used to be much more difficult way back when that are not so difficult anymore. Like way back when, fighting the Peng Butt in the subway, holy crap, that was quite a fight. Nowadays, not so much.
Cyborg, why are you and I fighting?
Trigon's been using Raven to control us.
Nightwing. You are powerless to resist. Destroy them.
I regret I must do this.
Ha!
Evil Nightwing hiding behind the pillar.
It's like waking up from a bad dream.
We can't stop now. Trigon still controls Raven, and Raven still controls Donna.
Donna Troy. Obey Trigon's will. And destroy
Junior, some crazy idea I have for Absolute Superman, make an artifact based on the suit. Because basically that suit makes him OP in the new comic.
Titans together.
I kind of doubt they'll do that. They
Survived worse than you.
They seem to be set in the way they're making artifacts right now.
Where am I?
fools. The inevitable is already upon you. This world is mine.
Thanks for jumping in.
And yes, you're not crazy.
Trigon's hold is getting stronger. We have to find her and help her.
Our best chance is to split up and search. Starfire and I will take the upper levels.
I'll search the rest of this floor.
Sounds like a plan. The hero and I will take the holding level. Come on.
And yes, you're not crazy. Donna Troy did change her costume. It's like they have the older version of Donna Troy until we get the cinematic, and then with the cinematic, it switches to the newer version.
I shall find another shell.
Oh noes! I don't value my life. I did came further. Have a good day, Shadow.
This is gonna end now.
All your souls are belong to us.
David says, last time I played this mission, I missed arresting one of the goons. It's okay, you can replay it. Like, as you can see, once you reach tier 1, you replay it anyway if you want to. So you can get the goons at that moment.
I shall find another shell.
Or you could just re-enter the mission and replay it right away if you really want the goons. What was the hardest gear to get?
No sign of her
Not so much gear as styles, like getting the Ultra Kryptonian Cape. I had to buy it on the broker for 100 million. So that was at the time that was challenging to get, and I had to get it on 3 different characters. That was way back when, before we could just unlock it using replay badges.
I'm gonna whoop your butt. I'm hit.
So let's start with Zatanna.
Glad you guys showed up. I'm holding her body in one place, but Raven's fighting Trigon deep in her soul. I can feel it.
What can we do?
I've got to stay here to keep the portal open, but only a true magical warrior can enter that soul self. The second that happens, I'm teleporting everyone else out of here.
It's all up to you. I know you and Raven can beat him down.
I'm not a true magical warrior. I guess even way back when there was some plot holes in the storyline.
I can't keep Raven contained for long. She's opened a portal to her soul self. She wants us to help her fight.
I'm guessing that this was made
Too late.
to be part of the storyline of the Wonder Woman storyline for the magical mentor, and eventually they added it to other.
You cannot save my daughter. She is merely a vessel for my
They added it to other mentors, but kept the magic bit.
your soul asunder.
Sorry, I had to take a little drinky drink.
I will tear your soul asunder.
Evil.
I will tear your soul asunder.
I wasn't sure which Raven to attack. Junior says that like when you are a Green Lantern and the dude asks you're not even a power rank. Yeah, at the time Green Lanterns did not exist. Well, we did not have access to the Green Lantern powers originally, so I assume that's why once they added the Green Lantern power, I didn't bother to change the line.
You are free for now, daughter. But too late. My arrival is imminent.
Oh, the Raven mask. It's not the best piece of gear, but let's pick it up and let's take a look at something.
Trigon's evil power has entered this world through me. But you have saved my soul, and I thank you. I hope you will fight at my side when his dark day comes.
So we don't need to see that. There's a whole bunch of barrels over here, so don't hesitate to take a second or two to destroy those barrels. Also, like you mentioned, missing out one of the mobsters when you played the mission first. Like here, you can see I missed out one of the investigations. So when you come back, just pick it up.
Blood Priest Chronicle. This
Junior is asking multiverse. Oh no. Dante asks, have you played the Marvel Rivals?
Scorch marks belie its
Yes, I did.
simple appearance.
I should go back to play it again. I was a bit disappointed though by the Hellfire Gala. Not too crazy about the storyline in the comics. And way back when, so you can see there's a wall here. Way back when we could have access, the room was much bigger. They made it smaller when they gave us the PlayStation 4 update way back when. They actually made some changes to some of the maps, and this is one of the changes they made. They added a wall here that didn't exist before in order to make the room smaller. So let's get out of here. So yes, I did play Marvel Rivals. It's fine, but I cannot play PvP like I could not spend 23 hours playing PvP. I have to take a break in between. So the reason why I got the Raven headpiece, we could decide to use it, or we could decide to maybe sell it on the broker. Let's find out. It's worth 1.5 million. So let's say we were to put it to 1 million, assuming now we won't be able to. So we could try to sell the headpiece for 1 million, but before we can do that, we will have to build up our cash a little bit in order to be able to pay the fee for the 1 million. Although next Tuesday there will be the broker revamp, so next Tuesday that won't be a problem. So next Tuesday we will be able to start selling as early as possible. So I guess we'll wait for next Tuesday to try to sell it. Davy Jones, je suis pas né dans ce monde, j'ai conquis dès ma première seconde. Ils m'ont créé pour jouer, mais maintenant c'est moi qui fais les règles. Beau, fort puis dangereux, retiens mon nom, t'auras pas deux chances. I have no idea where that comes from, but there we go. Isaac, are we having new powers? We're getting a new iconic power. We will get a new iconic power that will allow us to be able to summon a big lobster that will attack our enemies. Sub-Zero says greetings from the Green Lantern Corps. Greetings. So let's continue. Let's go back to on duty. And let us play Mannheim. Let's go to Mannheim at the Chinese theaters. So at this point, as you can see, there's a lot of missions already. Once we reach level 30, there's a lot of missions in the on-duty menu that we have access to. Already at level 1, and it's going to we're going to add even more and more missions once we reach level 30. And if you're wondering about those spheres of energy, it has to do with a villain quest if you are mentored by Cersei. I remember way back when I was playing as a hero, I would destroy those spheres of energy, and I did not know why. I thought it might be useful for something, Turns out they're part of a quest that I did not have access to. But you may have noticed I still destroy them. Force of habits. Oh, we have a barrel here. Let's pick it up.
Interloper.
So Sub-Zero says greetings from the Green Lantern Corps.
You shall pay for this. You will never defeat me.
Let's pick up the other barrel. There's no reason not to pick up the barrels. Somehow I cannot pick it up. I was so sad. It was kind of stuck in the wall a bit, so that's probably why I wasn't able to pick it up. It happens sometimes. I remember way back when sometimes we would have a briefing or an investigation or collection that would be stuck in the wall. Does happen often, but it does happen sometimes. Dante, what's your favorite Marvel character? I would have to be Wolverine, I think. I really love Daredevil. I love Spider-Man, Captain America. But if I had to choose just one, yeah, I would have to choose Wolverine. And not because it's Canadian. Just he's cool. Even if he was Australian, Japanese, Russian, it would still be cool.
Do not pass. You must not interrupt the master. To battle! No!
Oh, Junior says he just created a Wolverine. That is the first character I created when I started making those videos. I was a foolish fool back then. To me, it seemed like a good idea. Like, let's create a Wolverine character. Like having a Wolverine character in a Marvel in a DC game. I thought I was being so clever, and I thought we would be able to have. If you smash the souls, actually it does give you a feat. So okay, so it's part of a quest, but it's not useless to do even if you don't have the quest. You still get a feat from that. So to me, it seemed like a cool idea to create a Wolverine in a DC game. That way, I would be able to have Wolverine fight the Batman or fight side by side with the Batman.
Release these innocent souls, Faust.
You cannot.
Yeah, it was 2015, Dante. Absolutely.
My power is too great. Ah, yes, the power fills me.
But at the time, I did not understand. I completely underestimated the cleavage there is between the DCUO player base and the DC fans and the Marvel fans. Sadly, Marvel fans were insulted that I would use a DC character in a Marvel character in a DC game, and DC fans were insulted that I would use a Marvel character in a DC game. So it was pretty much a lose-lose scenario. If I'd known at the time, I would have created the Batman. Or better yet, Black Lantern Batman. But at the time, I completely underestimated the cleavage there is between the Marvel fan base and the DC fan base. And I got quite a few messages of people telling me that how dare you have a Marvel character in a DC game, and vice versa. In this case, let's go for the ring. And we will be able to use it right away. And also, so let's equip the ring. And also to give us a commendation for the Sentinels of Magic. Because this is supposed to be a quest for a magic quest for people that are mentored by either Wonder Woman or Cersei. So let's consume it.
That's a few souls Faust won't get his greasy hands on. Thanks for your help.
Let us skip. I love those cinematics. I have a video called DC Universe Online the movie, if you guys want to watch those cinematics. But normally, for those videos, I skip the cinematics. Also, at some point, we had a glitch. Like you saw Zatanna that was here. At some point, we had a glitch where Zatanna would start floating in the air, and she would disappear through the wall, and we couldn't complete the mission. So, luckily, eventually they did fix that. And, oh, that's what I was looking for. I'm half OG.
The Sentinels of Magic can restore this splintered soul fragment with Gnostic thaumaturgy.
I started playing in 2011, but I only started when the game became free to play, so I did not start playing the game right away. Sadly, at the time, the critics were not kind to DC Universe Online. The best critics were saying that the game was not really worth it. It could be fun for a couple of minutes, for like maybe 1 month, but after 1 month, there wasn't enough content to keep on playing, or so they were saying. Oh, did I do something wrong? Oh, okay. Didn't realize the portal was here now. So I started in 2011, but the game had been around for about 9 months at that point, so I'm not exactly an OG. Let's imprint Armory. Oh, we got mail. Let's see what we got. Well, for the Marvel thing, sadly, when the problem is that when I make a video about a Marvel character, the views will crash pretty quickly. I learned that with my Black Lantern Batman character. I made a Black Lantern character at some point, a Black Lantern Batman. It's my first video that kind of started having tractions, and at the time it meant a video that got like 400 views, but not just 400 views, but 400 views in like just a few hours. Like I kept on the views going, I saw the views going and going, and I didn't understand why. I learned that there was a website that had made a video about the Black Lantern Batman from, I think it was Infinite Crisis, and YouTube would then send people from that video to my video, so that's why my views were going up and up and up very quickly. Sadly, I'm a foolish fool. I renamed the video. Like I'd made a boo boo in the title of the video, so I fixed the title, and that killed that. So lesson to learn: if you have a video that starts getting view or going viral, quote unquote, don't change anything. Let it go. And after the view starts coming in, then if you need to make a change, do the change. But if you do a boo boo and the video keeps on getting view, don't touch it. Let it go. So ideally, I should have started making videos with a DC character, because with Marvel characters, yes, sometimes I will get views early on, but after 5 minutes or after 5 seconds, 10 seconds, people will leave the video. Like as opposed to with if I make a video about, let's say, the Black Lantern Batman, most people will stick until the end of the video. So yes, so if you look at let's say a Wolverine video could get maybe 1,000 views, but after 5-10 seconds, 90% of the audience is gone, and by the end of the video, I'm lucky if I have 5% of the audience that is still there. As opposed to if I make a Black Lantern video, people will stay pretty much until the end, and at the end of the video, I'll have maybe 90% of the audience still watching. So there's a huge difference between if you use a Marvel or a DC character. So sadly, you pretty much have to care, because it does have a big impact. Oh, one evil controller. I'll get it someday, I swear. Also, you see right now we only have access to the Tier 1 missions, but even then, there's a lot of Tier 1 missions. So we played Mannheim. Let's go for the Meta Research Wing. I probably missed your last message. Custer. Oh, there we go. Multiverse, do you know if we can expect a free CR skip again soon? I would love to use one on one of my newer character. I have no idea. As far as I know, we will get the next CR skip in January for the anniversary event. Sometimes we'll get one for Halloween or during the fall, but I will not. There's no guarantee that we'll get that one. So sadly, you'll probably have to wait until the next anniversary event. But if we're lucky, we might get one for the fall. We will have to wait for that. Sadly, you may have noticed the devs are giving us less and less freebies, and even the CR skips. With the CR skip, we used to get a whole bunch of stuff. Now all we get is the gearbox. For the free CR skip, all we get is the gearbox that gives us the CR, but we don't get all the other stuff that comes if you actually purchase the CR skip. Makes kind of sense. If you get it for free, should you really get everything that people who spend $50 get? Maybe not.
You little punk! You!
So Garth, who cares what people think? That's the good thing about DCUO. You can make whatever you want as long as you like it. That's all that matters. Yeah, from a player's point of view, absolutely. From creating content, you have sometimes to take into account if there are things that people don't like, you try not to do it because otherwise they're not going to watch your videos. Now I do have Marvel characters on my PC account.
They make me so angry.
So you found my metahuman experiments. What else can you find? Let's see how well you do with a little game of hide and seek.
Like for a long time, my main character was Magneto First Class, and I cannot tell you how many times people, let's say, were a bit insulting because I was playing an evil Marvel character. If you ever struggle with Dr. Psycho, the best weapon to be able to defeat him is dual pistols. With dual pistols, you can go full auto all around you, and you will be able to get him. Although you can do that also a bit with hand blasters, as you saw. For those things here, I could have sworn there was a feat for destroying those. Maybe it's a villain feat. Doesn't matter. We already did the feat when we played the missions the first time, so let's move on.
You little punk! I'm hit.
I hope the heroes kick your ass. Sometimes I think there just isn't enough of me to go around. Time to change.
So when I was playing with my Magneto character, sometimes people are not very nice to me in game. It happens.
Pop goes the weasel. It's been a real blast.
I'm not sure what artifacts you recommend for electricity. It depends. Depends if you use might or precision. Do you do damage with your powers or your weapon? With your weapon, I would strongly suggest the Clarion. Love it. It's a great artifact. It grants a shield to you and some of your allies. It heals you and your allies and more. So,
sorry to burst your bubble.
If you use your powers, a popular option is the Omega Beam. That seems to be the current meta, I think.
It's go time.
Some people did seem to want to use Neuron Scandal at some point, but I don't see as many people use it now. I don't know if people tried it, didn't like it, and they're using something else. I have to admit, I didn't pay didn't pay that much attention. Personally, I like the Clarion. I kind of liked Neuron Scandal when I tried it out. But you have to use it with something that does like it looks as if the Neuron Scandal was made to work with what's the name of the iconic? The shadow iconic ability. I forget the name. It's as if the two were made to work together, because with the shadow you do a whole bunch of critical, and then thanks to those critical, then you can use Neuron Scandal. But without the shadow iconic, Neuron doesn't seem to be as good. So I can understand if maybe people tried it without the shadow ability and decided that they didn't like Neuron very much. Junior says, wow, I didn't know that. The multiverse, you learn something every day. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but absolutely. Garth, I suppose in your case it matters because you make a count centered around the DC Universe. Custer, okay, I guess I'll get him up there the hard way then. Garth, I guess I never looked at it from a content creator perspective. Well, you basically you try to serve your audience. Yeah, obviously you try to do stuff that you like. Like if you don't enjoy the stuff you're doing, you're not going to last. You're not going to last. You'll give up after, I don't know, 3 dozen videos.
You need to learn some manners.
But you have to take into account your audience. If your audience doesn't like something, you have to listen to them at least a little bit. Now, sometimes there are different things. There are things that some of your audience like, and some things that some of your audience doesn't like. Well, then you have to make a choice. Either you still do it, and the people who enjoy it. The people who don't can just not watch it, watch something else. But ideally, if you know that 99% of your audience hates something, then stop doing it. There's no reason to keep on doing it. Although I understand that it might be nowadays a lot of creators don't do that. A lot of creators says if they do something and the audience doesn't watch, they'll accuse the audience to be racist or something. I don't do that.
How can you resist my illusions?
So as you see, we already purchased our utility belt, so we won't have to take it. Oh, and we have the Supergirl boots. Dang, we're lucky today. So I would have picked up the helmet, but the Supergirl boots, too tempting not to take it. Again, the helmet is +7 item level. The boots are only +4, but it's possible we could sell the boots on the broker. So let's pick up the boots. And here we get some Star Labs commendation. So as we'll go pick it up. So if you're wondering the commendations, there's a few vendors in the Watchtower that will sell you items, but you need to raise your renown with those factions, with those vendors. And we should have. Oh yeah, I didn't see the box. Oh, the box is in here. I think I know where it is.
Thank you. Dr. Psycho weakened me with kryptonite and stuck me in this red sunlight cage. I think he even took some of my blood. I have to go talk to Superman. Thanks again. Maybe we can talk when I don't feel so sick.
Oh, the original. Funny that you should ask that. So basically that's what I was explaining with the renown, the commendations. So for the leg score, you have to get some leg score commendation. Here's the box. Oh, the box is in here. Oh, I'm so sad now. Somehow I missed it. So for the commendation, for the Luthor commendation, yeah, you have to get again, you saw I got the commendation for Star Labs. I got the commendation for the magic stuff. You have to get the commendation for Luthor, For that, you have to be an evil villain because you have to play villain quests. I guess there's no chesty chest. I'm so sad. So you have to get the commendation from the Luthor quest. And I can't really show them to you here because it's not exactly the same quest as the hero quests. But it's some of the early missions in game that have to do with the Lex Luthor mentor. If you play those missions, you should get those commendations. Like this year, it was a Superman mission, and we got the Star Labs commendation. So let's get out of here. So for the missions, you will have to go to your on-duty menu. But villains have different missions than heroes, so I can't really... it's kind of hard to explain. I guess the meta wing that I just did probably works for villains. Oh, the Lair of the Spectre again. Right, let's go for that. The meta wing research wing would probably be one of those missions. For the others, yeah, I would have to have a villain character that is mentored by Lex Luthor. Or just a villain character, sorry. So let's go to the Lair of the Spectre. Oh, let's look at the boots first. So again, the reason why I took the Supergirl boots, possibly we could sell those on the broker. And that is how people often ask Multiverse, how can we make money in this universe online? That is how. You try to find valuable items that you can sell on the broker. Obviously, right now, I don't have items that are that valuable. Holy crap, the Deathstroke just went way down in value. So I don't have items that are that valuable, but they're somewhat valuable, so I should be able to sell at least some of them for a few millions. And that's how you start building up your cash. So you start making a few millions. And but yeah, again, you do not just sell one item and become rich. You have to sell hundreds and hundreds of items to build up your cash. Junior, I got all characters, low-level characters to level 20 to farm for the summer event. Well, that's a good move. Yeah, ideally you want to have multiple characters to farm for the summer event. You could use replay badges, but why use replay badges when you can use alternate characters? Davy Jones, can you tell us some lore on Dr. Psycho? Just realized I don't know nothing about him. I have to admit I don't know that much. It's been I read some comics, some Jelly comics where he was included in those comics, but I have to admit that was a long time ago since I read those comics. Full disclosure, I barely remember the character. If it wasn't for DCUO, I would probably have completely forgotten the character. But DCUO keeps Dr. Psycho alive. So I would have to look it up to be able to talk seriously about that character, or to refresh my memory, because I have to admit, it must have been 20 years since I gave the character any thoughts, at least in the comics. Garth, I remember your Hyperion character and the video you did with him. Whatever happened to that character? He became another character. At some point, I would. There's a point in time where I would create and delete characters all the time. Basically, I would create a character, play that character to level 30, and then delete that character, create a new character. Hyperion, I think, became. I think it became my Ultraman character. Oh, the ghost is going away. So yeah, I think once I got the Ultra Kryptonian cape and the emblem and all that stuff, I turned Hyperion into Ultraman. But yeah, we can make a pretty darn good version of Hyperion in this Universe Online, which for a while was pretty much the equivalent of Superman for Marvel. By now, there's like 24 Superman characters at Marvel, but way back when, Hyperion was the one. Oh, just realized we don't have the side quest, so we don't need that little guy. Junior says, I listened to what you said and decided to create another character instead. That's fine. The original, I'm trying to unlock the LexCorp emblem for Evil Superman, but it still says I need Trusted Renown and I've maxed out my character. Now, if you had maxed out your character, it wouldn't say that you need Trusted Renown. You probably still need... unless you hit some sort of glitch. I'm not aware of that. Once you do get Renown with LexCorp, well, let me check. The only thing I can think of is that maybe... Like here I have Sentinels of Magic, Star Labs, and Wayne Tech. One of those should be LexCorp for you. But there's also Renown for... there's also, I think, another LexCorp Renown for something else. So make sure that it is you're looking at the correct LexCorp. But basically, it's pretty much there's some tier 1 missions that will give you Renown with the LexCorp. So you get the commendation like I got here. And then you consume the commendation and you get the Renown. Again, I cannot show it to you with this character, so that's the best I can do.
I'm glad you're here. The Spectre's in the next room, and the craziness is hitting the fan. The Spectre needs a human soul in order to judge humanity. Without it, you get... well, you've seen it. And I should know, I was once his host myself. Prepare yourself, and let me know when you're ready to move. Alright, let's go. This might be a one-way trip. Messing with the Hand of Vengeance is a good way to find yourself judged. And executed. Just like old times, huh, Green Arrow? Good job.
David Jones is asking, have you used the new Batman supercharge move on any of your tunes?
Yeah,
nope.
This is not right.
I did not because I don't have it yet. I was not able to get it on a single character just yet.
Check the hallways and find out what's doing this.
I opened about 180, maybe 185 time capsule. I kind of lost track a bit, and sadly, I didn't get it, which was to be expected. That's why they made it the rare collection of the bunch. They knew that people would open 100, 200 time capsule and still not get the collection. So that I have to admit, that one did piss me off a little bit. I understand that the devs need to make money, but in that case, that did piss me off. I'll be honest on that.
Compassion. Without it, how can one judge?
Dr. Psycho would have been a good villain for for Wonder Woman 84, played by Peter Dinklage. Absolutely, you're absolutely right. Sadly, that's not what they wanted to do. They wanted to make a character that was like a representation of the big orange man, instead of something that made more sense for the story.
Wisdom. Without it, the innocent would be found guilty.
I need a bit of drink. Sorry about that. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do. It's pretty warm over here today, for the past few days. And lots of talkie means lots of drinky, or something like that.
Pride.
But yeah, Dr. Psycho would have made more sense than Maxwell Lord in the context of the film, but they wanted Dr. Psycho. They wanted Maxwell Lord. They wanted an evil businessman, so that's what they did. Oh no, it's a trap. Davy Jones, they smart, they know people love Batman, so people will spend a lot of money just to get that move for their Batman tune. Yeah, pretty much.
Mercy.
But they could have made it so that,
an excuse for the weak to escape judgment.
like, they could have made it so that it was the reward you get if you open, let's say, 25 time capsule.
I reject these foolish emotions. They have clouded my judgment for too long.
And if somehow 25 time capsule was not enough for them, they could have made it so that you have to open 50, say 100 time capsule. But the way they've made it, you could open 200 time capsule and still not have it. And that is for single characters. That's even worse. So I understand they're trying to monetize the game. I understand that they figured that a lot of people would want to have that iconic ability, but they could have made it. They could have made money without making it so that it's pretty much almost impossible to get.
All shall be judged. None shall escape vengeance.
He shoots. He scores. You're losing this one.
Green Arrow. With you, I shall not miss my mark.
Sorry, Ollie. You already judge people enough.
I serve a higher calling, as must we all. Ah, Hal Jordan. You will be my human host once again, and contain the power of vengeance. Eclipso shall not deprive me of my humanity. The time for his judgment is coming, and my vengeance will be both just and terrible.
That is disappointing. Way back when we transformed into the Spectre, we could fight Eclipso as the Spectre. Sadly, it seems that we can't do that no more. The other day I thought I hit a glitch or something, or maybe I hit a button that transforms me back without meaning to, but as we just saw, they no longer give us the option to play as the Spectre.
This is not over.
So, the Death Mask of the Spectre. That is the first rare item that I got way back when, and I was able to sell it at the time. It was worth about 50 million on the broker, and obviously when you start the game, I was not able to sell it for 50 million. So what I ended up doing is that I ended up selling something else, a few other things to be able to build up my cash, and then I was able to sell it for 50 million. So it took me I had to build up my cash first before I was able to sell the headpiece.
Be defeated forever.
Now I doubt. I don't think the price is still 50 million, but well, let's find out.
You yourself will be judged, Eclipso. Judged and punished.
So let's get out of here. Custer, same thing happens on the villain side during the instance where you fight the two flashes. You're supposed to change into a gorilla, but the game instantly changes you back to a human. That is sad. But there are some issues with being able to transform. So I understand that that might be why. Like for the Spectre, being transformed into something bigger like that, like they removed a lot of stuff that would change the size of your character in the game because it would. That is Raven. So let's see the Spectre. 600,000. So it's not worth what it once was worth, but it's still. Could we sell it for let's say 500? Nah, we don't have 25,000 yet. That's okay. We'll sell it later. So sadly, at the time, so you have to build up your cash to be able to pay the broker fee. So I had to, even though I had the headpiece that I could sell for 50 million at the time, I had to play the broker for a bit until I was able to play the broker fee to pay the broker fee, and then I was able to sell the headpiece, and that is when I became a millionaire in this Universe Online. So let's see. So technically, we would have a lot of new gear for our character. Like we would have a new headpiece. Oh, here's the commendation. So the Sentinel of Magic. Let's consume it. So a lot of the gear we're getting, we're saving to be able to maybe sell it on the broker at some point. But normally you should be able to get some, I don't know what I'm doing. You should be able to get some new gear for your character quickly enough. Oh, Joker's Funhouse. Let's go there. So we already played the side quest way back when. So no more side quest for you. And sometimes there's a little treasure chest. It's not here. So way back when I became addicted to Pulse Beam, as you may have noticed.
Thanks. You're all right, buddy.
Way back when, as long as you would use a Pulse Beam, it would block break enemies. And at the time, enemy players playing PvP were spamming block. So I got into the habit of spamming a block break. Nowadays, you only block break at the start when you use the ability. But way back when, as long as you would use the ability, it would block break enemies. So you could be sure that I would just remain in block breaking mode, and the opponent would try to block at some point and be block broken automatically. 90 at the time, it was roughly something like 99% of the players would spam block and block and block. So if you were just block breaking, you already would be defeating 90% of the players. For the other 10%, you just had to adapt to whatever strategy they were using at the time. But for a lot of players, it was like it was the same thing. And one thing I love about the Hand Blasters, it's a great weapon from a distance. And it's a great weapon also in melee. Love it.
those guys get away. Give them one for us.
I don't need to, but I may as well save the cops. Sorry, when you use the console, goes a big bada boom. Let's pick up the barrel here.
Thanks. You're all right, buddy.
Tell me if you've heard this one before. Oh!
Don't let those guys get away.
Did you see that? The clowns attacking from behind. So using the console, it does defeat a whole bunch of clowns, so it saves you a bit of trouble of having to fight the clowns.
Give them one for us.
Customer says you're using Word of Power in your loadout. I'm giving it a try. I never really used it before. Actually, it's not true. I'm using it a bit for with my Saturday Night character. So I thought I'd give it a try. But normally I would use something like... well, let me finish these first. Normally I would use something along the lines of Invigorate or Group Transducer. Maybe even Megavolt. But I don't know. I thought I could give a try to Word of Power. Yeah, I know it's blasphemy. It should be for a Shazam character. Maybe I could make this a Superman Shazam hybrid.
Thanks. You're all right, buddy.
Evil Wag.
Give him one for us.
Nah. Sometimes there's a little treasure box here, but it's not there. So hopefully it'll be downstairs. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
You're not Batman. I wanted to kill Batman. Of course you know this means war.
What are we talking about again?
Custer says, I mean, Shazam's powers are basically electric magic, right? Yes, yes.
Am I lefty or righty? I'm righty. You must be lefty? Which way is left again? Well,
I have to admit, I did not think much of the Clarion at first, but then I came to realize that the shield ability is pretty reliable. So on a lot of my characters, I almost have a tendency to replace my shield ability with the weapon buff so that I can use a Clarion. But I didn't think I would be using it at first. Yeah, I should have brought the barrel with me. That doesn't matter.
I could show you the formula, but then I'd have to kill you. Well, actually, I'm gonna kill you anyway. But you get the idea.
Speaking of word of power, let's go. I wish it said Shazam! That was a bit of a missed opportunity, I thought, to give us a word of power, but not to give us let's have our friend.
You mess with me.
I did not say Shazam. I'm so sad now.
I'm hit.
Decisions. Oh, let's go for the weapon box.
Let me go! I got rights, you know!
I'm not sure why the clown stuck around.
Jail, get me out! Just you wait!
Thanks for the help. Not that I couldn't have gotten out by myself. Yeah, eventually.
Davy Jones, is the Phantom Stranger real identity Judas Iscariot? Because they both have eternal penance. He must never interfere too much, never reveal all he knows, and never find rest. They did that at some point. They changed. He has like 3 different origin stories, and one of them he is Judas Iscariot. But the thing is, we don't know which one is the real one. Basically, at some point they gave him one origin, then they gave him another origin. Then they gave him a 3rd origin. I guess at some point someone didn't like the fact that they gave him the Judas identity, so they tried to change that. But I could be reading too much into this. The bat swarm is not there. Oh well. I guess people remove the bat swarm so that they can put it back on Tuesday and not have to pay the broker fee. Sorry, I'm trying to decide to make a decision. So let's see, where are we at? Let us skip the greenhouse. I should have started with the Gotham University warehouse. A question that often comes back is multiverse. How can we level up faster? The Gotham University warehouse would be a good option. When you play the Gotham University warehouse, you end up facing like 5 bosses within that one mission. So you end up with 5 new pieces of gear. Let's go play the mission. It'll make more sense. Custer says not having to pay the broker fee right away is going to be great. I could put something on the broker with barely any money. That would normally cost me like 500k to put on there. Yeah, the problem with that though is that the price of our items will go up. Pretty sure because of that.
Hello? Is anyone there? Hey, over here! You gotta break us out! There's something loose in here! Break through the wall and get us out!
Like, let's say before you were trying to sell a rare item and you had to pay $10 million in broker fee. Now you're going to be able to do that without any broker fee. Basically, you're going to be able, and since you won't have to pay the broker fee, why only ask for 100 million? Why not ask for 1 billion, 2 billions? You don't pay the broker fee anyway. So you can ask, let's say, 2 billion for something that normally would be worth 500,000, and just wait for it to sell. And if everyone does that, that will drive sadly the price of those items up. So sadly, I worry that the price of rare items will go up because of that. But I could be wrong. We'll find out. I guess we'll find out Tuesday. Dang, it's been a long time since I've been here. I played this mission hundreds of times, but I haven't played it alone in a long time.
A favorite of mine.
David Sharp says, doesn't it say you pay the broker fee when it sells? Yes, you do, but still, you get the broker fee after you sell the item. So let's say I want to put an item for sale for 100 million. I would have to pay 50,000 as a broker fee. Or is it 5 million? No, I would have to pay 5 million as a broker fee. So if I don't have the 5 million, I can ask for 100 million. So I would have to ask maybe 50 million, maybe 25 million, because I cannot pay the broker fee for 100 million. But now I don't have to pay the broker fee until after I sell it. So I can ask for 200 million, 500 million, $1 billion, $2 billion. Sadly, that will drive the prices of some items up.
Just what I want.
And it's going to be more challenging to be able to get rare items from the broker. Although I could be wrong, maybe it won't affect the prices all that much or at all. We'll see. But sadly, you have to. People are greedy. Not so much by nature, but you pretty much have to be. Like, if you want to be able to purchase items that are worth 100 million on a broker, well, you have to have 100 million. You have to have 100 million. So you yourself have to sell items at a high price if you want to be able to purchase the items that are sold for at a high price. So in order to be able to purchase expensive items, you have no choice. You have to play the broker game yourself. So by nature, people try to get as much money as they can for certain items. And sadly, that means that the new broker, the new change to the broker fee will probably encourage people to ask for more and more money. Again, I could be wrong. I'm hoping to be wrong. We'll find out next week.
I acquired this during a trip to Peru, trying to save jaguars from Stag Industries' sponsored murder.
David Sharp says, I guess I'm one of the rare few who, if it's too expensive, I just do without, like in real life. Doing without for, let's say, a rare material, yeah, okay, it doesn't really matter. But doing without with an iconic ability, an actual ability that you can play in the game, that one is a bit frustrating. And even worse if you want to get it for multiple characters. Custer, there's so many chromas and materials I would love to buy. to get, but you rarely see them on a broker, let alone for a sensible price. It's going to get even worse with that. Now, you will see them on a broker, but the price will be even less sensible. Also, I wonder how many people will use it as a sort of spare bank. Like if your inventory is getting a bit full, you just put a few items on the broker for 999 billion. Obviously, nobody will buy those, and it will free up some inventory space. So I wonder how many people will use it as a free inventory or free bank space. Sorry, been a while since I've been here, trying to check if I'm not forgetting anything important. David Sharp, I remember playing this mission with my sister. Yeah, there is a dual version of this mission.
The hunt is on!
For the chromos and the materials, at this point there's pretty much an embarrassment of riches for those that it's very easy at this point to get a pretty cool looking material or pretty cool looking chroma. Even if you don't have the one you specifically need, you can still get a really good option.
I rule the jungle!
So here's our first piece of gear. Oh, the back piece. Let's go for that. And I see I don't have any mods just yet. Let's equip it right now. So right now our combat rating is 60. So let's equip the back piece. Oh, we're still 60. Oh, it's 60 because we got the back piece. Silly me. As soon as you get it in your inventory, it does raise your combat rating. So that's why our combat rating went to 60 right now.
This ceremonial mask is the only one in existence. Falcone himself owned this before it settled in my paws.
So this mission will give us 5 pieces of gear. If we're lucky, we will get 5 different pieces of gear. If not, well, we might get some of those twice. We'll see how it works out. But that is a mission where, again, you can get a lot of gear quickly, and it will raise your combat rating pretty quick. Way back when, I would play this mission once or twice, and I would move on to tier 2 very quickly. And I'm sure some of you guys may have noticed, if you played the artifact mission, this is the map they're using. Or part of the map. One of the map they're using. Oh, Davy Jones, can you give us some backstory on Azrael? Absolutely. I remember way back when they first created Azrael, I didn't understand. I thought it was a bit silly. But I read that it started with a miniseries, A Sword of Azrael, and again I remember the first issue. The art it has some pretty good art by Joe Quesada and Kevin Nolan. And it was a weird mix. Like you would not think that Joe Quesada and Kevin Nolan would mix very well, but it was very dynamic because it was Joe Quesada, and it had the finish of a Kevin Nolan drawing, which gave it a lot of atmosphere. And it was a unique mix that we didn't see very often, or actually maybe we never saw it again. And basically, it was there was this group.
Hey, you gonna get rid of these cat people so I can finish fixing this pipe? You gotta go in and turn off 4 valves along the way to open up the gate at the end. But don't breathe too deep. The place is full of fumes.
There was this group, the organization of Saint Dumas. It's spelled Saint Damas somehow. And so they were a secret organization of evil assassins that were sort of kind of brainwashed. But there were some ways to be able to trigger their assassin. Oh, forgot about those kitty cats. So there are some ways to be able to trigger those evil assassins, like almost like Manchurian Candidates. If you ever saw the movie The Manchurian Candidates, that is a bit like that. Basically, the guys have been brainwashed. They don't even know that they're evil super assassins, and then something happens to trigger their assassinhood, if it makes sense. So basically, it starts with you see one of the assassin of Saint Dumas, which ends up being Jean-Paul Vallée's father. We don't know that at the time, obviously. We just see him. He's about to maybe kill someone, but that someone sadly knew that the assassin was coming for him, so he was prepared. And he shot him with some special bullets that could pierce some sort of armor piercing bullets. Think the bullets in Lethal Weapon 3, like the cop killers that can actually go through body armor. So that's pretty much what happened. So the evil assassin goes back home, and it turns out that he has a son, Jean-Paul, who doesn't know it, but he's been brainwashed to replace his father if anything was to happen. So anyway, Jean-Paul goes into this journey, and he becomes the new version of Azrael. And at first, it's some sort of a knight in armor with some sort of sword. But of course, the costume was redesigned by Quesada. It was a very typical Quesada costume. Big gauntlets, big armored gauntlets. They turned the sword into some sort of sword that comes out of the glove, like the Wolverine claws almost. But of course, Jean-Paul decided that he doesn't want to be an assassin.
We are free again.
I forget how he was able to do it, but basically he's able to overcome his programming so that he doesn't really become an assassin.
Batman almost stopped me from stealing this.
And then later on, when there was the whole bit with Batman needing someone to replace him, the obvious choice would have been obviously to go with Dick Grayson. Well, let's go with the chess piece. The obvious choice would have been to go with Dick Grayson, of course. But of course, already way back when, they wanted to go against expectations, and they gave the Batman costume to Azrael.
Museum archive notes. This black jaguar totem is gorgeous. It was found in an ancient Egyptian burial
And that's one who got the
It
Asbat.
predates any known human civilization. My assistant claims it gave him an odd fur-like disease. Ridiculous.
The Asbat suit also was designed by Joe Quesada, which makes sense. He's the one who had designed the Azrael costume. And I guess they wanted the Asbat costume to kind of look like the Azrael costume a little bit, because it was the same character. And it was a mixed bag. Some people liked it, but some people hated it. It was a pure it was a pure design straight out of the 90s. Like if you're looking for designs that really scream 90s, the Azrael Batman is one of those. And also the point of the story, the point of why they were using Azrael to be Batman was to show that basically they wanted a more violent Batman, but they wanted to show that a more violent Batman wasn't a good idea. So they gave us a more violent Batman with Azrael to show us that not a good that it wasn't a good thing. Which is why then, of course, Bruce Wayne had to come back and become the Batman once more. Hello, Holo. Oh, we're good, we're good. Playing with our Superman character.
This lynx claw is a priceless Native American relic.
So anyway, sorry for I'm trying to tell the story as I'm playing, so I'm a bit sadly distracted. But in a nutshell, Azrael was an assassin for the Order of Saint Dumas, and it started with his father. And when his father was killed, he's the one who had to pick up the mantle instead of his father, or to replace his father.
Museum archive notes. The so-called Tiger Eye totem is made of a mysterious material that melted my equipment. Do not place this on display until we can consult with Jason Blood or another occult expert.
Davy Jones, would you rather prefer the route they chose, or would you rather pick Dick Grayson? Well, they ended up picking Dick Grayson afterwards. Like when it was obvious that Azrael wasn't working as the Batman, they had Dick Grayson come back, be the Batman for like I don't know, 3 issues, and then Bruce Wayne was able to come back. The logical thing would have been to choose Dick Grayson. He should be the proper successor to Batman. But the real thing is they should not replace Batman. Batman should be Bruce Wayne until the end of days, forever. In the Semia multi, the new elite backup Owen Tacticals is not in my base dispenser. Is that okay? Yes, it is okay. You cannot get it from your base dispenser. Sadly, in order to be able to get it, you have to go to the events tab. You have to go to the redeem claim. I forget. Let's try that again. Reward. There we go. So you have to go to the reward reclaim. You have to go to chapter. You have to go to Fearful Day, and that is where you have to get it from. And sadly, unlike the normal henchmen, you cannot get them from your dispenser, or you cannot take them from your dispenser and give them to your alternate characters. So. But I'm sure if you were to delete them by accident, don't do that. Then I'm sure you'll be able to get them back from your dispenser. But right now, if you were hoping to get them from your dispenser to give them to your alternate characters, you cannot do that. So you have to redeem it with every single characters in your account. It's a bit of a pain in the butt if you have a lot of characters. So basically I'm gonna have to redeem it like 37 times, but that's how you have to get it.
My strength rules all.
When someone first hit level 30 and starts post-game, would you advise them to buy an ally or just to stick with Oracle Calculator? Early on, it doesn't really matter. You don't really need the allies early on. Let's go for the boots. Like early on, you don't really need the allies, so you could continue with Oracle or Calculator. Although you may want to start upgrading your allies as early as possible. So yeah, you could decide if you already know which allies you want. There's no reason not to purchase them early on, and then starts upgrading them slowly but surely. But if you want to wait and use Oracle and Calculator in the meantime, sure, you could do that. I wouldn't waste resources upgrading Oracle and Calculator though. I would save that for the three allies you really wanted to use. So don't waste your alliances on Oracle. Don't waste your alliances on the Calculator, and certainly don't waste your ally favor on Oracle and Calculator. Unless you're planning to use those in the long term, don't bother upgrading Oracle just yet.
This'll be quick. I am the shadows.
Not really, unless you're really planning to use them. Yeah, don't upgrade them. It's not a big deal. They don't require that much resources to upgrade, but still, the alliances are, well, let's say rare enough. Like at some point, you need a lot of alliances for your allies, especially once you try to reach a rank 10. So if you've wasted some of those alliances on the Oracle bot or Calculator, you might regret it a bit. I guess the best option right now is the leggings, so let's go for that. Oh, and we have the evil speed demon leggings. I'm not sure. Let's equip those. There we go.
Museum archive notes. A strange power radiates from the cheetah claw totem. There's a mysterious message on its base. Something about, let's see, a wish. Or maybe a curse. More research is required.
Yeah, Crypto is pretty much the best ally right now. He costs almost nothing to upgrade.
I wish I could have seen the penguin's face when he discovered this central piece of his smuggled collection of Babylonian artifacts had gone missing. Something this rare belongs to a person who can appreciate it. Me.
Yeah, Crypto costs almost nothing to upgrade, and he is the best single target DPS. So yeah, Crypto is a good choice.
Get those cat's eye diamonds, or this will be a catastrophe.
Oh, no, that's where I'm coming from. Already went there. That's what happens when too much talking and not paying attention. Oh, went there too. I'm a foolish fool. Forgot to pick up the cat's eye. There we go.
The final piece.
But yeah, Crypto is fairly cheap, and it's very cheap also to upgrade. So yes, you could decide to use Crypto. Crypto is a good option. Davy Jones, I wonder if anyone tried to create Azrael yet. Absolutely. Custer Azrael. Azrael, who came from the comic The Sword of Azrael. And he became what was known as Azbat or Azrael Batman. We even have an emblem for that.
So, you want to play rough?
You dare to destroy our ancient might? The power of the mind transforms you. Show your might.
So, you want to play rough?
You cannot destroy what has been unleashed. The agility of the tiger possesses you. Attack! You dare to destroy.
So here we have to defeat Catwoman at least a few times. Normally I would just stand on the seal here and wait for her, but I'm a bit more aggressive today.
You cannot destroy what has been unleashed.
But yeah, I've seen people create Azrael. You can use the Avatar of War back piece. It works really well to recreate his back piece. I'm pretty sure I even made it in one of my Batman video. I'm pretty sure I have an Azrael in there somewhere.
You cannot destroy what has been unleashed. The stealth of the panther invades your being.
Come here, scratching post.
You cannot destroy what has been unleashed. The stealth of the panther invades your being. Your prey.
My will won't be broken.
You dare to destroy our ancient might? Foolish mortal, you shall not possess our power.
If any of you guys watched the TV show Gotham, in the second, third season, I forget, at some point you have the Order of Saint Dumas in the TV show, and that is the order that Azrael comes from.
Those alien creeps possessed me. Oh, well, they're gone now. And the diamonds, too, A pity. When next we meet, I'll have to remember I owe you at least one of my 9 lives.
The headpiece or the shoulders? Decisions. Oh, skip. Let's go for the shoulders. And let's consume the commendation. Oh yeah. And let's get out of here. Custer says it's been so long since I watched Gotham. Very good show. So in Gotham, you have the Order of Saint Dumas. And they kind of sort of recreate the sort of brainwashing ritual in the show that pretty much created Azrael. But I don't think they had Azrael in the show. I think they did some sort of a generic assassin or something like that. So we saw here with no, that is strange. So we did raise our combat rating to 48 thanks to that one mission. And at 48, oh, okay. Way back when at 48, you would be tier 2. I think it was 43 way back when. But it would seem that they've raised that to combat rating 60. So I guess that kind of explained the weird glitch that the mission had, where it did show our combat rating as if it was 60 somehow. So as you saw, the Gotham Warehouse gave us a whole bunch of gear for our character. The old Gotham subway would do something similar. Let's go ahead and play that one. Custer says, I do remember they did the Court of Owls. Yes, they did. They did a whole bunch of stuff, but a bit different than how it was in the comics.
The penguin keeps it friggin' cold down here. You better hope Penguin doesn't hear you complaining.
And we spoke about the Pengbot earlier.
Your funeral.
We spoke about the Pengbot earlier. We will see the mighty Pengbot in this mission.
Ease up. I just work here.
No, could have sworn I saw something. Oh, no, it was just a penguin.
Don't mess with the penguin!
Gotham was a weird show. They couldn't decide if they wanted to be a police, a procedural, if they wanted to be a show about the Gotham supervillains. So sometimes it would be one, sometimes it would be the other, sometimes it would try to be a bit of both. I guess the show was more popular when they were focusing on the supervillains, but I would guess that it's probably not what the people making the show wanted. They probably wanted to make just a cop TV show, but they were stuck having to have those silly supervillains because that is what people wanted. But it was another example of trying to make a Batman TV show without the Batman.
You're one dead duck. Enough. No. Get those boys in here.
But they had a good version of the Riddler. Jerome was a pretty good substitute for the Joker at the time.
This is the entry to the Penguin smuggling operations underground. There's more than one way to the inner chambers. Tell you what, let's flip a coin. Heads, take the left passage. Oh, don't worry. You'll see my face again.
So here you saw there's a random with the evil Two-Face. So the right passage leads us to Hush. So we have to defeat the evil Hush. And the left passage will lead us to the evil Bane, who uses Venom. But before we go there, let's pick this up.
Harvey Dent, case number 146 4B-3. I tipped them off. Penguin's operation is right here in Gotham. The GCPD ignored me. They're all corrupt. Except for this man, James Gordon. I'll have to see if we can join forces.
Frosty is asking Multiverse with his Patrol Campaign Part 3 monthly rewards. Well, we do know that it is going to be the Brainiac Return DLC. For the monthly, for the rewards, we can expect some Brainiac-themed rewards, maybe, or maybe some Justice League rewards. We do have the Justice League in that DLC. Although they could decide to give us something completely different. The truth is, we do not know. Sadly, at this point, we have no choice. We're gonna have to wait because we don't have much in terms of information about that just yet. Frosty says the first week of July is this week. Yeah, but they do say July, but they don't say the first week of July. Like, because the first week of July we will get the summer seasonal. If I was to take an educated guess, I would think that we might get the the patrol the last week of July. So we'll still get it for 1 month, but we'll get it from the last week of July to the last week of August. Maybe. But I could be wrong. Sadly, at this point, we don't know.
But what's with all the, now penguins? Ease up. I just work here.
Greetings, pathetic animal. The penguin swears he knows who tainted my venom supply. I will find and crush them, just as I will crush you!
I heard there was a mechanic where you could take some of those barrels and throw them at the evil Bane. Oh, somehow it... Wrong target. So at some point you'll see there'll be some sort of mechanic where Bane will go crazy, and you'll be able to throw barrels at him to try to calm him down. Oh no, he's attacking Quizlet. Did you see that? Bane is so mean. So here he gets enraged for 40 seconds, but if you use a barrel like this, he does sort of almost overdose, and he's vulnerable for a bit.
Once I regain my pure venom, I will break you up!
Bane is addicted to venom. Now it appears he's addicted to the tempered version. If drugs weren't illegal, I would sympathize more, especially if Bane weren't working for the Penguin. Now keep going. The Penguin's lair is deeper within these tunnels.
So you can see there's no gear really worth using for us, so let's go for the source mark. And I seem to recall there should be a few... Oh, there it is. There's a few investigation here. No reason not to beat them up.
Harvey Dent, case number 5570J. So much time spent trying to wipe the city streets clean. All those cases... Those stories, like the Joker, they stay with you. They scar you for life.
Davy Jones, alright, Multiverse, thanks for the info, Nazriel. I gotta go act a fool at the friend's birthday now. Have a good party. Enjoy yourself.
This is Jack Ryder, and you are wrong. Why? Because you thought boosting Venom was just a cute little street punk hobby. Well, I have news for you, friends. Bane is back, and he's juicing harder than ever. Someone's tampered with his Venom, making this beefy brute a pawn for any two-bit kingpin.
Chances not on your side. This is the end of the line.
Nah, the evil Two-Face is turning against us. Can you believe it? As you saw, the evil penguin did not want us to be able to get here. He kept on knocking us down.
Get those boys in here.
And here we have the Pengbot Maximus. So way back when, holy crap, was this a tough boss to defeat. There's a whole bunch of mechanics you had to use to be able to defeat him. You had to block, you had to launch at certain times. You don't need to do that anymore, especially if you can like summon a whole bunch of pets and overwhelm him. We'll try to not do that. So when he uses his heat vision, if you lunge him, you saw what happens. And then when he goes crazy, at some point he starts spinning. Here he did spin towards the Quizlet. But way back when, we did not have Quizlet. So there was this whole battle where you had to launch, block, block, launch. Especially you saw go like when he went crazy, like yeah, like you just saw, he would really go crazy. So that was a pretty devastating attack way back when. But those days are behind us.
Those feathered friends are proof we're close to the penguin's nest. He always did have a thing for birds.
Let's go for the ring. And no reason not to equip it right now. So again, I'm not sure why the combat rating says 60. Because it's not.
Harvey Dent, case number D574. Where does a man's loyalty lie? To himself? To others? Two sides of the same coin. Only one of them can show at a time.
Oh, so I just realized it. So the mission raises your combat rating to 60 by default. It's not a glitch. It seems to be on purpose. So it is a reverse clamp. It raises your level so that you can play the mission. And here you can see it, but my actual combat rating is a 49 right now. I could have sworn there was something else here. I suppose not.
Uh-oh. Someone's found the nest.
Custer says, oh yeah, I was wondering if anyone knows this. I missed out on the first 2 patrols. Will I still be able to work towards getting that material rewards? You will have to buy out the patrols. If you look at the patrols, you should have... where there's reclaim all, you should have a buyout option. So you will have to use the buyout option. I forget how much it is, so you're gonna have to look it up. But basically, you will have to buy out the 2 patrols, and then you will be able to play the 3rd patrol. So I have to admit, I forget how expensive it is to purchase those patrols. So let's go down here.
So, Two-Face wants in on my smuggling operations, eh? Doesn't he know I'm an upright citizen these days? Come on, boys. Show Two-Face's little fledglings what happens when they crash my coop. Wah, 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 wah.
Trying to fly away. Ow! No!
Enough!
Tell the penguin to unleash the flame! Boo! Boo! Boo!
Enough!
Let's destroy the barrels while we can.
Harvey Dent, case number 1464B-2. I met Bruce Wayne's family friend Tommy Elliott today at a dinner. Funny voice, very quiet, almost hushed. I wonder if he'd be interested in joining the district attorney's office in a medical capacity.
There's a feed for clicking on all those penguins. I have to admit, I completely forget where the feed is. And there's those penguins all over the place. And obviously, as you saw, I did not even click a single penguin before getting here. So, too bad, so sad. We'll do that some other time. Obviously, we have access to that mission anytime we want. So we can come back to click on the penguins if we want to. with most of my characters, I don't worry so much about defeats.
Watch the tux.
And if you're wondering why I'm not summoning my henchmen or my ally, way back when we did not have those. So I'm trying to play it a bit like we did way back when. At the time, you could, if Penguin was too tough, you could go from one healing barrel to the other to heal yourself a little bit. Oh, I thought we... Oh, there we go.
Wake up, bird brain. We're here to shut you down.
Let's go for the pants. It's not a big improvement, but it is an improvement nonetheless. Oh, and we got another commendation here, so let's pick it up. And let's go see the evil Two-Face.
Bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, Penguin. And now, Two-Face rules this roost! Well done. Pity you aren't working for me. Enjoy this momentary victory, Two-Face or Harvey Dent or whoever you are. The Penguin never puts all his eggs in one basket.
So again, oh, we got a defeat here. Well, let's destroy the healing barrels because we can. Could have sworn. Let me check. There you guys. Neymar is saying we need a new power, bro. Been so long.
Gotham's coldest hotspot, the Iceberg Lounge. Anyone who's anyone, from the Joker to socialite Kate Kane, can be found whining, dining, and dancing at this dicey nightclub. As for its owner, the Penguin, has he really gone legit? He claims that his criminal days are behind him. But if so, then who's stirring up the latest Gotham gang war? Commissioner Gordon refused to comment, and Batman could not be reached. This is Vicky Vale for Gotham.
Batman. Batman, are you reading this? This is Harvey. Harvey Dent. Listen, I know we've had our differences, but trust me, I can handle this takedown of the Penguin. I've got the new heroes to help me out. You'll see. I can keep Two-Face under control for the good of the city.
So you may have recognized some of the items for the pub, or so it seems. I guess we're done here. Could have sworn I forgot something. Doesn't matter. So yeah, we need new powers. Sadly, we already know that it's not going to happen. The only new powers that will give us are the new iconic power abilities. Let's imprint. Oh, could have sworn. So we were able to raise our combat rating to 49. Sadly, we're not at 60 just yet. Well, let's do something crazy. Also, I'm playing the solos, but there's also the duos that could be played. Like the old Gotham Subway, all Gotham Subway we just played. There's a duo version of that mission. So if you want to play it with one of your friends, you have the option. The same for the Gotham University mission. But we're going to stick. Actually, let's do something crazy. Let's try the Gotham University, but as a private match. So solo. Deadly D, are they adding an extra instance for the summer seasonal like they have been doing? We don't know.
The bones of
They
Isis
didn't
lie
say
in a tomb
anything.
deep below. Black Adam and Faust have begun the ritual to give her life. We
Oh.
must move quickly.
Wrong mission. Let's not play this one. Could have sworn there was a dual version of the Catwoman mission. Let's see if we can find it. Unless it's here. Shadowland, no. Old Gotham Subway, that's the Penguin one. I guess either I'm misremembering or for some reason they did remove the mission. Oh well, too bad, so sad. So let's go back to here. So let's do something crazy. Let's play the mission one more time. So for this, for instance, we don't know. It would make sense. Why not? They should. There's no reason why they couldn't give us extra missions. All they have to do is just add the mission to the quest tracker or to the.
Hello? Is anyone there? Hey, over here! You gotta break us out! There's something loose in here!
All they have to do is add the mission to the menu of the event, and that's it. They don't have to change the mission or anything.
No! They're clawing their way through!
And for the summer seasonal, there's plenty of missions in Atlantis. They could
Get it off me!
They could give us.
Get it off me!
Yeah, I could have sworn there was a duo, but I guess I was mistaken.
Just what I wanted. A cat's paw. Lend me a hand and fetch the cat's eye diamonds from the jealous kitties guarding them in these chambers. These relics are turning ordinary people into cats. And unless you want Gotham becoming a wild kingdom, we'd better get their eyes back in place.
Plus on Black, dang, this game was dope back in the day. Absolutely. Whenever we go back and play some of the older content, it reminds us how it used to be. And sadly, there's a lot of that content that we did not really have access to anymore because nobody, like for the 4-player missions or 8-player missions, some of those missions nobody wanted to play those anymore. So it was kind of challenging to be able to find someone to play those missions or to find enough people to play those missions, and it must have been especially challenging for people on Switch. But now that we have the private matches, it gives us more option to be able to play the content. Like the other day, we played. I forget which mission it was with Trigon, with just a few people. Deadly D, I refuse to ever play Arkham Asylum Alert ever again. It's far too long. See? But at least Arkham Asylum, we had a portal. So even if people did not want to play it, we could enter the mission through the portal. And we could play it solo. We could play it with 2-3 people if we wanted to. We did not have to have a full group. But there's a lot of missions where we did not have that option. So that meant that if people did not want to play that mission no more, we did not have access to that mission anymore. I should probably make a series where I would go through all the duos solo, then I go through all the alerts and so on. I'll have to give it some thoughts. So why replay this mission? Because if you want to, a question people often have in multiverse, how can we level up faster? This would be how. You play and replay this mission over and over again, and you get 5 pieces of gear whenever you play that mission. So if you're lucky, you'll get 5 different pieces of gear. If not so lucky, well, you'll get at least 2 pieces, maybe 3 pieces of gear you don't already have. Plus on the Black, I might start playing it again. From the beta on PS3 to PS5, it's still going on. Absolutely.
The hunt is on! Feeding time!
Let's summon our friend Shazam. He looks sad.
Don't blink, you might miss it.
Feeding time!
Sadly, yeah, at this point we have the boots. This doesn't really help us. We already have a better belt. Well, let's go for this. And let's destroy a barrel or 2. And let's get out of here. If you play again, plus on Black. If you haven't played in a while, there'll be a lot of new content that you never played before. So that alone should make it worth it. Oh, I guess there's someone I forgot. There we go.
You always this passionate about your work?
Evil speedsters. That was a fun bit, having a whole bunch of cheetah speedsters. Don't you hate it when there's a cinematic or you cannot do anything and there's an evil cat lord that's attacking you? I could have sworn there was something here. Maybe not. I did a poor job explaining it earlier, but once you go down here, you see the guy with the hazmat suit.
Hey, you gonna get rid of these cat people so I can finish fixing this pipe? You gotta go in and turn off 4 valves along the way to open up the gate at the end. But don't breathe too deep. The place is full of fumes.
So there's some toxic gas here, and there's some speedster cats that will pretty much run into you. So you saw some of them go by. So you have to try to avoid. You have to try to move forward and avoid the speedster cats, and you have to go close the valves. Now, early on, there was a lot of cats. Then at some point, they made it so that there wasn't a lot of cats anymore. Now there seems to be a lot of cats, but in just like a one burst. So you can avoid them easily enough. And we just have one more. So we saw a bunch of cats all at almost all at once, and now we don't see them anymore. I guess we got lucky. Normally there's some evil cats that attack you, but not today.
We are divine.
Sorry, just looking around. I haven't been here in ages.
Cat will rule this world.
Deadly D, something annoyed me though when the last DLC came out. They removed the flashback neon raid, and it will probably happen again. Yeah, that seems to be their modus operandi, as they says. It would seem that they do give us an extra mission or a few extra missions when we do get the DLC, but those missions will be gone. The flashback missions will be gone when we get the new DLC.
This will be fun.
Oh, we got the Gorgon Slayer boots. Nah, sadly, let's go for the style. And this DLC gear cost is insane. Yeah, they made the gear pretty expensive. I guess they really want to quote unquote encourage people to purchase some currency. Uh, Maybe it's working. I don't have the numbers, so I cannot say if it's working or not. I know that I'm not buying currency, especially considering like basically the style they gave us, the Blue Lantern style they gave us to purchase on the vendor. Well, if you do purchase currency to purchase the styles, it comes up to about $50 for each piece of style. So $50 for the chest piece, $50 for the pants, and $50 for the tiny bracelets. So it's just for that, those three styles, it's $150 if you purchase currency. That sounds a bit crazy to me. So, but there might be some people who will do it. If they want to have the style right away or the gear right away, there might be some people who would do it. Plus on black, I'm trying to remember the last piece of content. Oh, I should probably look at what I'm doing. I'm trying to remember the last piece of content I remember. I think it was the first DLC of Themyscira. So you mean Amazon Fury Part 1? Then yeah, you have a lot of content ahead of you, my friend. I almost envy you. I wish I could re-experience the game over again as a new player. Custer says Arkham Asylum Alert, the one where you fight Ivy, Freeze, and Scarecrow. Yeah, that's a long one. That is true. Oh. Could have sworn. Well, no, I guess not. Ah, I took down the old cub. There's a feat if you manage to save all the cubs without knocking one out. Obviously, I'm not going to get it. Deadly D, yeah, it is. It's cool to explore Arkham like that, but it's just so long. Yeah, I suppose. I guess it depends on why you play the game. If you try to play the game to try to go through the content as quickly as possible, to get the gear as quickly as possible, then yeah, you probably don't enjoy that kind of content. If you play the content just because you want to play the content and you want to savor the content, doesn't matter if it's a long one. Actually, you might even prefer if it's a long one. If you're getting the gear as quickly as possible, not your it doesn't matter. Then some people might enjoy missions like Arkham. Oh, let's go for the headpiece. And this time, let's not do boo-boo. Let's pick up the cat's eye. Oh, another barrel here. I know it may seem a bit silly, but the top feat is 1,000 barrels. So that's a lot of barrels. So whenever there are some green barrels that you can destroy, I strongly suggest destroy them. There's no reason not to. Now, I understand you don't have to go crazy and look all over the place to try to find some barrels, but if the barrels are right there and you can see them, why not destroy them? Also, the little lions will help you in battle, as you can see. Oh, actually, they're not helping. They're making a liar out of me. Evil lions. Let's go for the stall we don't have. I could have sworn I forgot something here the last time. Oh, there's a line in here. No, I guess not. Exploring is pretty cool. There's some games where you can do a lot of exploration, and it is kind of cool sometimes to explore a new world, discover it.
Now let's see what power these relics possess.
You wish to control us. Now we shall control you. You sought to make us submit. Now you will submit to us.
You dare to destroy our ancient might?
The speed of the cheetah controls you. Launch and destroy.
You
You cannot destroy what has been unleashed. The agility of the tiger possesses you. Attack! You cannot destroy what has been unleashed. The stealth of the panther invades your being. Punch your prey.
So way back when I would just wait for the seal and let her come to me, but I guess I'm a bit more aggressive these days. And again, you have to defeat her 9 times for the 9 lives. So why not speed it up at least a little bit?
You dare to destroy our ancient might? The power of the lion transforms you. Show your might. You dare to destroy our ancient might? The speed of the cheetah controls you.
Deadly Deed, the barrels for me just farmed them after beating Area 51 alert, red and green barrels. Were just not in content for a very long time at one point, but they eventually brought them back in recent content.
You dare to destroy our ancient might?
Almost there, stay on target. Oh, my lanterns are gone. So even they were not able to last throughout the whole bit. That's okay. So let's see, what can we get? Oh, we can get a nice ring. Oh, the cat burglar pants. Oh, tempting. So these are the Catwoman pants. We could sell them in a broker if we want to. But the ring would plus 14 level. Decisions. Or there's weapon also. 400. I have to pick up the pants. I have to. I have no choice. Now let's pick up the weapon. The ring would be tempting, but let's go for the weapon. And let's see if we made a good choice. Plus 11. Why not?
Oh, those alien creeps possessed me. Oh! Well, they're gone now. And the diamonds, too, A pity. When next we meet, I'll have to remember I owe you at least one of my 9 lives.
So let's get out of here. I played that mission way a lot way back when I was a brand new player. So we did reach combat rating 53. Sadly, it's the best we can do right now. And for the pants, did I do a good? Did I make a good choice picking up the? Actually, I did not pick up the pants. Should I have picked up the pants? Let's find out. 400,000. Oh, no, that was a lampshade. So who knows how much I would have been able to sell it for. Doesn't matter. Too bad, so sad, as they says. And if you're wondering what it looks like, I probably have it in my... Cat burglar. Come on. So I guess that is going to be it for today. So we were able to reach a combat rating 53. after this little playthrough. Oh, Diddly D, I know this is very old, but do you know why they removed the animated missions, mission briefs for when a mentor talked to you during leveling content? To save animation and to save memory space. At some point, you might have noticed we used to have, like in the corner, the faces of the characters used to be animated faces. Now we have a static image. That pretty much is why they did that to kind of save memory space. At the time, it was still on PS3 at the time, I think. So and they were really running low on memory on the PS3. So they had to do certain steps at some point to try to simplify to try to make it less demanding on the PS3. So that's going to be it for tonight, guys. So we did reach combat ring 53. So we got mail. Let's go pick up our mail because why not? So we got the Tech Ninja gloves, and we got the cat burglar belt. So let's pick it up. Come on, come on. For the Tech Ninja, someone was asking about that some time ago. So I guess now we can see where we can get it. So let's consume the belt, and let's consume the gloves just for the style. Yeah, we did good. We did good today in just one session. We're not able to get to tier 2 just yet, but next time. Way back when, we were able to pretty much leapfrog through the content by basically playing like again if you played the Catwoman mission a couple of times, that was enough to send you to tier 2. Or if you were lucky enough to get like 5 pieces of different pieces of gear, that could have been enough to send you to tier 2. I guess now we're gonna have to play a little bit more in order to be able to do that. Maybe we'll have to play some duos. We'll see. I guess we could try to play some duos next time. We shall see. So guys, thanks to everyone who came to chat with us, and thanks to all of you guys who are watching. You guys are awesome. So we'll see you next time. Bye bye, guys.